Here in phase 3, position number 6, I want to talk about something that is another one of those absolutes. And this is an item that we discovered almost 15 years ago in our video, that once we realized what was going on here and we noticed through video and began to make the adjustments with working on trying to drive a lot of balls more to the middle away during our practice settings, we exploded our training program. I mean, the success was off the charts. I can't even begin to share with you how incredible this discovery. And it's something you don't hear a lot of. People usually talk about it in conjunction with the whole front side of the body, which is true, it is part of it, but there's a little timing mechanism with this front side shoulder right there where you see the 6 and the star. There's a little timing mechanism, and I want you for a moment, if you will, let's take a visual as if we were on top of this cage here looking down, and in this particular frozen position you have this hitter whose shoulder alignment is even with his front side foot, the heel of his front side foot. Okay, so if you were to look from a bird's eye view from top down, you would see and draw a line that you could go right from the shoulder, would be right about even with the heel, and that line could follow straight out and almost hit right out there and make contact with the pitcher. We call that linear. It's a straight line. The shoulder is in and it's in the right position. Okay, now that he's reached this position, that shoulder line can begin to now move off of the foot and away from the plate. So you kind of have this angle now of the shoulder as his hands go from this entry of contact to contact. The shoulder can begin to move off the plate. So that same line now is going to move from a bird's eye view, is going to move as we look down from up top to him, can now move to the right. So we can move off of that line that we've tried to keep through phase 1 and phase 2 and into phase 3. Now as we move from 3 into 4 into 5, the line can now, from this point, can now move to the right. Now here's where the timing issue comes in that most people can't see with the naked eye, and what happens even with a lot of guys who are trying to get the lower half corrected, because they may have been somebody who, or a player, or he or she may have been a player that has used a lot of front side activity. Their foot was undisciplined opening up, so now they're trying to get control of it, but yet there's this residual effect, kind of like when you kill a weed. The weed may be dead at the bottom, but the leaves are still alive at the top of the tree, so it takes some time. And part of this whole idea here is that the timing mechanism of when that shoulder is to release. In phases 2 and coming into phase 3, what a lot of hitters will do, and a lot of hitters that you're going to see, if you study this and look at this on video, particularly with your personal clip, that front side shoulder for most hitters begins to move off of the plate as the hands are coming into the position they are now, which causes a drop in the bat head of at least an inch to 2 to 3, depending on body type and strength. In other words, they're going to still lose. So the bottom half could look really good, and the upper part of the body is actually releasing too soon. So instead of having that shoulder begin to move to the right when the hands hit the position they're in now, the shoulder is actually moving to the right as the hands are coming into this position, which is a bat angle disaster. So watch that with this. This is kind of the secret sauce of really where we were able to really keep our guys in on the plate. Now what we do to address that is we take a lot of cuts where we simulate the ball being to the middle away, because the more cuts that we can have driving the ball back to the middle and back away, makes it so that the front side has to stay in longer. So the muscle memory aspect is where we're trying to override that old residual effect of that shoulder opening up and releasing too soon. It now has to stay in, and we're building muscle memory through a lot of reps, driving T cuts and BP cuts middle away. And I guarantee you, if you watch a lot of your players' video clips, you're going to find that shoulder disappears. Nobody can figure out why they're driving the ball on the ground or popping it up. Well, They could be doing a lot of things right, but they've got to, they still got that residual effect of where they have been opening up in the past that's hidden in that shoulder and in the timing of that shoulder. So watch that and be careful. We'll talk about that and address that more. Also watch some of the additional video clips to show you just how tight that swing is on that front side and how it doesn't release until the hands have crossed through this particular phase 3 position. So that's a good nugget for you, and monitor that with your player. Now let's move into phase 3 position 7.